Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on what part of the world you are in. I am going to attempt to stream as long as the Wi-Fi holds up. The Wi-Fi has been just absolutely horrible. So, I am going to try and stream as long as once I start buffering, if I completely drop out, then I'm just going to get out of here for the day. So I started messing with fields, but that's not where I want to start with this morning. I want to start with the Slaughterhouse. And I let me make sure my 16x script is on. Gotta find a good spot for the Slaughterhouse. I'm gonna tuck it in a corner somewhere. So, I have it in the map, I just don't have it, a spot picked out for it yet. So we have the animal dealer over here. I don't want it too far. Oh, maybe over here. We'll put the, yeah, maybe the Slaughterhouse, the Poultry House, and then maybe a spot for, get you a spot for some placeables, and that'll probably, nah, spot here, this area here is going to be too big. Alright, let's see what else we have. I don't want it too far from, oh, maybe right over here. I don't want it too far from the animal dealer, so you're not driving too far. It is a 16x map. But maybe Slaughterhouse, Poultry House right in here. Alright, so the first thing I'll need to do is get the roads underpainted with some gravel just in this area. So let's go to square. And yeah, I don't know how long I'm going to be able to stream today. I do have some errands to run. So it'll probably be until, I'll try and go till about lunchtime, as long as the Wi-Fi holds out. So let me just underpaint this first, so that part's out of the way, and I don't have to worry about it when we start putting grass and stuff in. So Slaughterhouse, Poultry House, if we can get that done today. And then I got a couple other small projects to work on. Adjust my speed here in a minute. Too far. Come around the corner. I'm not worried about that side going to the bridge quite yet. Just want to work on this side. Yeah, I think this is going to be a decent spot for these two buildings. Probably make them the same farmland. So you can buy the Slaughterhouse, the Poultry House at the same time. So let me just get this back all the way to where the bridge, because I think we'll end the farmland somewhere under the bridge, or near the bridge. One of these days I'll get the entire road system underpainted. We won't have to worry about this. So I got 3 or 4 projects planned today. We'll see how far we can get. But I know it's been a few days since I streamed, but the weekend I couldn't stream at all. The Wi-Fi was just really, really horrible. And then the last 2 days I was working on some secret projects. Trying not to reveal a lot of the new fill types and plans. Yeah, we're gonna, even if I have to put more trees in for you to cut, I'm gonna just stretch this farmland down to the bridge. Might as well take it all the way down to the corner. Actually, not that far to meet up with that, so let's just take it all the way down. Be done with it. Too far. There we go. There we go. Now let's fix the mountain texture, or the grass going back. So now I'm going to go back to round. Let's go back to grass. And then let's cut this mountain back a little bit as we go. Push it back. Whenever I paint rough the mountains, that I overpaint. So let me just push this back, and then we can start getting the slaughterhouse in. Well, so far, I'm not going to jinx myself, but I already said it, so so far I think the Wi-Fi is holding out. So we'll see how that goes. And then, yeah, just push this back. But what I think I'm going to do over here is I'm going to pull this mountain out just a little bit more. Just so I don't have to get grass back in there. So that'll work. Alright, so slaughterhouse. Let's see how much room the slaughterhouse is going to take up. I pulled the one out of, I think, the Ritchieville map. So let's go create. No, I don't have to create a transform group. Let's go to global company. I left an extra few in here. So this is going to be slaughterhouse. So let's go file, import, slaughterhouse. Oh, and I passed it. So let's go edit, cut, and paste, and bam. Alright, let's see what this is going to look like in here, and which way we want to turn it. I'm thinking maybe leave room for the poultry house on that side and push the slaughterhouse back this way. As long as it doesn't interfere with the road. I don't mind trees and stuff behind it. Let's get it down as close to this side as we can. Without it messing with the mountain or the road. And then let me go down on my speed and see if it's sitting on the ground or if we have to adjust the height a little bit. No, I think it's right about where it needs to be, height-wise. I honestly don't know if I'm going to like it there. No, sorry guys, let me look around a second. I don't know if I'm going to like it there. I really don't want to have to rebuild it. But maybe. Maybe right here. We'll get the slaughterhouse on this side. No, it's facing the wrong way. Let me just take a quick peek around. I want to try and use these big long areas here to put some fields in. So I really was trying to find like an odd spot to put it in. This area here again is too big and too square. We have sorry, bear with me while I look around here a minute. Maybe, no, because I want to put another field here. I want to use this property for a field. I want to, that area here is going to be too small. But maybe here along the water. I don't want to, yeah, let's just see if we can make it work over here. So let me bring it back this way and get it turned. Okay. Squeeze it along the road this way. I can move the one building, or I can even push the mountain back a little bit. So if we go because this whole building, this whole corner I can move. So if we come out, we turn you, I want it square to the mountain. Actually, yeah, let me push this mountain back a little bit. I don't, and then it's going to do what I want it to do. So let me go to, let's go to replace 105.148 is my lowest section. So let me push this mountain back a little bit. And I think we can get this in here without any problems. Just give it a really quick smooth. Now let's take my grass texture, and since we push the mountain back, we can push the ground back. And then if we pull this back, I think we can get this in here. Yeah, some of these bits on the end I can move, so that's not a problem. Because I think that just picks up our trash and our sewage and stuff, so that's easy to move. I could actually put it down on this end. Yeah, I can work with this. So, yeah, we can work with this. Just have to move a few things around. Now let me look at, alright, here's our main transform group. My warehouse is separate, but all my pens are separate. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to make this buildable, but that's fine. I have another idea on how to make it work the way I want it to work. Alright, so we're going to have to move sewage, trash, this whole mess. Manure, sewage, trash, byproducts. This whole mess is going to have to get moved a little. Actually, no, not too much. A little bit, not too much. Alright, let's get rid of, for now, let me get rid of some of this extra fencing. And we'll start moving some of this away from the road. We can always put the fence back. I just want to get it out of my way. Alright, so that is that part done. Let's get, alright, let's reverse some of this up a little bit. So let's grab the manure pit for now. Let's get it out of the way. Let me grab the manure for now. And we'll get, actually that could stay. Let's just move this guy out of the way here for now. And we'll take this building and we'll move it over here next to the, closer to the pen. And I don't even mind, the space behind it is fine. So now that, I'm sure that messed up our lighting, so we got lighting to fix. But let's leave it. Seriously want to put it back there. Alright, let's leave it there for now. Let's get this guy out of the way for now. So let's get our pipe out of the way for now, and let's get our out trigger out of the way for now. Can I rotate you? this way. Possibly. So let's take this guy, we'll spin him back around, and we'll go this way. Yeah, a little bit smaller, and I can make it work. Yeah, and we'll just adjust our manure heap a little bit. A little bit smaller, a little bit shorter, and doesn't need to be as tall. Alright, so there is that. Now let's grab our manure back. And we're going to have to make it smaller. And get it back at the right angle. So let's get this back. So let me take it to static, and we'll have to change it back to kinematic, or it's not going to work. Alright, let me go down to my speed a little bit. Sassy 155, good morning. Let me get this slaughterhouse fixed and I'll show you. I've been a busy boy, but I've been a busy boy off camera because I was working on some secret projects and a couple trial and error. So I got a few things working I wanted to get working. But today I want to try and get the slaughterhouse in. I want to get the poultry house in. I want to try and get at least one sell point in, which is going to be Walmart. Yeah, I think that'll work. So let's change you back to kinematic so you don't throw an error. So there's going to be our manure. So we still have sewage, trash to deal with. Let's get this guy back over here to pick up our byproducts and whatnot. So let's move him back this way. And he can stay, he's got to stay close to the corner, so we'll put him here. Right? Yeah, we'll put him there, and we'll put our pipe back. So we can pick up our, I forget what it is, the byproducts and whatnot. So I'll get this guy back. That'll work. And then we put our loading triggers. Yeah, let's get our triggers back. And we'll get this guy lined back up. So yeah, we've got some really new and exciting and cool stuff we're going to have on this map that I'm trying not to reveal unless I absolutely have to. Alright, so that's going to get that back. We also need to pick up our, let me put the trigger just there for now. Let's get our sewage back. And actually I'm just going to put that over here. Do I want to spin it? Yeah, no, let's leave it that way. That'll work. That gets our sewage back. Where was that trigger? Got a trigger around. So this is our trigger to pick up our manure and our sewage, I think. Alright, what's coming out of trigger 2? Hold on, I gotta look at the XML for a second. So let me go into documents. I pulled it out of, what map did I pull? I pulled it out of Ritchieville. So let's go to placeables. Actually, let's do this. Let's go to the new map, Replaceables, global company. And let's go here, global company. Let's grab the Slaughterhouse, since we're going to need it anyway. So let me copy the Slaughterhouse over, and let me grab, since I'm here, the Poultry House. This one into here. And then there's one other thing I want to do. So Ritchieville, I want to open up the 110. This is just going to get us set up a little bit. And let's go control find the Slaughterhouse. And I'm going to copy this into Ritchie Valley. So we're going to go here, and we'll change the name and all that when we're ready to set this up. I just want to have it in here. And let's go back to this map and let's find the Poultry House. And let's grab this, move it over to here, and we'll fix it later. I just wanted to get it in our map files. So let's come back here a minute to what I started with, was the Slaughterhouse. Let's see what's getting picked up with what triggers. So we have, all right, byproducts is coming out of trigger 2, which is my poop trigger. Byproducts and sewage. Manure's coming out of the out of the trigger 1, and sewage and byproducts. Sewage and byproducts are coming out of the liquid trigger. So sewage and byproducts are coming out of this trigger. So let me, what do we have over here? All right, let's separate these triggers. Let's grab our byproducts and our sewage. So I'm going to steal this guy. We're going to bring him over here, where we drop off our hay. And now we got a bunch of lights and floating lights and stuff to fix shit too, but let's get our byproducts and sewage moved over here. And I'm going to grab another tank, just so it makes more sense. So byproducts and sewage will be over here. Get you turned. And then I'll need, where's my out trigger? I'll need this guy. Yeah, we'll pick up our, there we go. So we'll pick that product up over here. Let me get it away from the trigger where you put the hay in so it doesn't mess that up. Alright, so that'll work. Pick up our byproducts and our sewage here. We'll still pick up our bone meal and our manure over here. Now the other thing that's going to mess me up is, let me find it, is the trash. So you are where? You're here. So you are the trash. So that's the only thing left I really have to move. So let's put that back here by the and I think I'm gonna do trash. No, I can't, because it's the same. Never mind. Can't do trash the other way. So let's just get these guys back here. Which way are you facing? You're facing that way, but let me do this first. Let me just go back to 0, 0, 0, 0. And then I'll pull these over one at a time. And let me delete the other 3. Let me get this one in place. And then we'll just add them back in. So you are now too low, so you've got to come up. Alright, so this is our trash. So let's just put you here. Alright, that'll work. So sewage trash byproducts on this corner. Now, I know my lighting is going to be all messed up, so let's find our lighting and see what we got floating. Alright, so you're floating, so let's fix you. And let me just turn you this way a little bit, so we'll be able to see to pick up this at night. Alright, so what else is floating in the way of lights? We may have to put some extra telephone poles in. I can do that. So let's grab, let me grab a telephone pole. I'm going to duplicate it. And let's throw it in with our Slaughterhouse so it's in the correct transform group. Oh, come on. So scroll down to Slaughterhouse. So edit, cut, and paste. And here. Now, did I put that in the right transform group? Is this the Slaughterhouse? It is. I think it is. Did I put you? Okay, I did. All right, let's close that. Yeah, so that'll work. All right, so now we got to get some lights back to where they were. Yeah, bear with me. Let me get the rest of these transform groups fixed, and I'll show you what I've been working on the last couple days. Alright, so we'll get one here, and that'll fix this light. Alright, now what else do we have in the way of floating lights? We've got one here, so let me grab that pole. And we'll bring it over here. And then we can fix this light. Something like that, and then what else do we have floating? So we have all lights all along our animal pens, but let me get this fence post. I'm not going to need anymore. So we're going to need, let's move this guy. So it's this one over here. Alright, now we just have to fix the rest of our, so let's grab some poles. And we'll bring these down. Somewhere in here. And then take this light. And we'll get him in here. Like so. pole. So we'll put you here. And then fix this light. Good. And then what do we got? Maybe one more. So let's grab another pole. And what do we, yeah, probably the last light right here. So you can see dropping your animals off at night. And I think that's it. So let's go back to our lighting. So I shouldn't have anything floating now in the way of lighting. Alright, so let me just go through these transform groups really quick. So let me just close a lot of this stuff. Let's just go up to the top. Alright, power grid I don't need open anymore. Alright, Slaughterhouse. Let me just close all this so I know where I'm at. Alright, so all of our in triggers are done. All of our out triggers are done. Main transform group is good. We have our warehouse to pick up our products. I'm going to do all the rolling doors for the warehouses a different day. So that'll be a project where we just put all of the rolling garage doors in. So fencing is done. All of our warning stripes are good. We have all of our animals, so we know where to drop our product off. So our lighting is fixed. What do we have in the way of, now we're going to probably have to fix some smoke particles. So let's just go through those. Smoke 2 is for the generator. That generator, so we got 2 generators. Generator 1, generator 2. Smoke particle 4 is where? So you're right there, you're good. And you're good. Oh, cool. Smoke particles are fine. Global company camera, where are you? You're going to be up in the air somewhere. How do you look here? Okay, so you're fine. So global company camera is fine. We have our player triggers for all of our animals. So that's fine. And our, oh, so this is pretty much in. It's just not ready to run yet, but it's in. You don't have to move anything else around. Let me do a quick save. While this is saving, I'm going to give you a quick, before we get this working, I want to give you a quick tour and show you what we've got going on. And I'll show you better once we're in game. But for now, I'll give you a quick tour in the editor. Alright, let me turn my speed up so I can fly around here a minute. Alright, that'll work. So we have, what I have in and working is, this is the bait house, and it has to be built. So that's what it'll look like after it's built. So the bait house is in, and then the property for the bait house goes from the bridge to bridge. So that whole property is the bait house. And that also works the fishing boat. So your fishing spots are here as well. So your bait house and your fishing, pick up your bait here. There's 6 fishing spots in the water to drop your bait off. And then I have the fish processing is here. So you drop off your seafood and it does its thing and it makes all your crab and lobster and all that. And then I put an extra building right here to store extra fish bait in. So you can unload your fishing boat if it has too much fish bait in it. And again, this has to be built as well. So this whole property from bridge to bridge is fish processing, and the grassy areas you can cut your trees down and put placeables in. So that's done. Clay pit is in. The extra waterfall's done. And then over here I have the rock crusher is one factory now. So you bring all your boulders over, dump them into one pit, one thing of water, one thing of diesel, and it crushes everything down. So you have on the top level nickel and copper. The mid-level is your coal and your ore. And then down on the bottom level is your silt, your sand, your stone, and your gravel. So this entire complex is your crushers. Of course, mining is back there, so mining is done. That was done. And then I have Waterfield 1, Waterfield 2, they're in and working. You don't have access to it, you have to build it. And then once you build it, the boulders in the water disappear. And the reason I did that is when you're in game, I don't want anybody teleporting in here and harvesting the fields without building it. So once this property is built, the fence goes away and then the rocks disappear and you can use the fields. So that is done, and then I got the BGA is in. So it's in and working. The gas trigger, this gas station's in and working. So this whole property from the BJ in this grassy area up to the bridge is the same property. So that's all one big property. And then this square here is field 1. Because field 1 was spawning in the water and I needed to move it. And then this I don't have working yet. So I was just playing around with, I want to like make this like a triangle shape, but that's a project for another day. So I was just messing around with some fields. But today is Slaughterhouse, Poultry House Day. So let's come back over here. I want to get this functioning and then we'll come in and make it pretty. So let's get our farmland painted in first. So we know what farmland it's going to be. So farmlands, we will call it, it's going to be number 15. And this is going to be, this will now be Slaughterhouse. And Poultry House. On this property. So let's turn it on. So I want 0, 1, 2, and 3. 0, 1, 2, and 3, and it's going to be number 15. Is that what I wanted? Yep, I want number 15. So let's take you. I'm going to overpaint and then we'll fix it coming back. So I don't miss any spots under the road. And then you're going to go back to the bridge. So you're going to be another big piece of property. And then we'll worry about textures and foliage and all that here in a minute. So you've got to come all the way down to the bridge. That'll give us room to put the poultry house here. This other little skinny piece of property is pretty much useless, so we'll just make this all part of the same property. And we'll throw some trees in here that you can cut down for some income. So we'll take this all the way down. To about here. And then under the bridge will be a separate piece of property with that next. So let's take it down to the road bridge so we know. And I can always make it smaller later, but that gets me about where I want to be with this piece of property. Alright, so that will work. So back to the slaughterhouse. So you're actually going to be number 15. So you're going to be number 15. Let me do another save. And now while that's saving, let's go here to our... So Ritchieville is going to be Ritchie with a capital R underscore Valley with a capital V. Right, do you look like the one above you? You do. So let's get these replaced. And then we might as well replace the ones for the poultry house. Alright, so it takes care of that. So our slaughterhouse, so our inputs are going to be the same. Looking great so far, Sassy One, thank you. So we have our cow, our sheep, our pig, our goat, donkey, straw, crates, diesel, water. That'll work. And then we'll get... everything looks good. The only thing I want to double check is our i3D mapping to make sure nothing's moved. Oh, our straw. Okay, yeah, a couple things we're going to have to fix. So let me just go through this from top to bottom. Oh, I know one thing we have to do is we got to change all of Ritchieville to Ritchie Valley or it's not going to work. So let's do that first. Alright, that's the first part. So back up to the top. So our input triggers are good. Our output triggers are good. We didn't move any of our visibility nodes. I don't think we did, but let's just double check those. Yeah, no, we didn't touch any of our visibility nodes. So they should all be fine. Our livestock triggers, we didn't move any of that. We didn't move our straw. Our crate should be good, so all of that should be good. We did move our manure, so we got to fix this manure plane. Let me just go down on my speed so I'm not flying 100 miles an hour. Alright, so we have to fix our manure plane. So you are now this one, and this one. And here. And here. And then, oh yeah, I made it a different size. So let's grab this guy and put it here. And then our low point is going to be about here. Alright, so that should fix our manure. That looks good. We didn't move any of that. I think we are good. Let me do another quick save. We're going to go in game just to see if this thing's going to throw any errors. While that's saving, just bear with me 1 second. I want to check messages real quick, because I got something pop up from either Dixie or Papa Smurf. Okay, that's from Papa Smurf. I can get back with him in a little bit. So no hurt, nothing pressing. Grab a quick sip of coffee. Now we're not going to be able to test this because I don't have crates or anything in the map to test this with, but I just want to see if it's going to throw any errors. And we can make sure the player triggers work. So let's head into, let's get you open. So Ritchie Valley. As long as this thing's not throwing Lua errors and we have player triggers, then we can get the Poultry House in. Oh, I didn't put the hotspot in. So we're not going to be able to teleport. All right, let's get the hotspot in first. Let me exit out of here as soon as this loads. We'll get the hotspot in and we'll go back in. We're not going to be able to teleport to it. We won't see it on the map. I always forget the hotspot until I fire the game up. Come on, load so I can close you out. Come on, load. Alright, if it's taking this long to load, it's definitely throwing Lua errors. So I'm actually going to start it just to see what errors it's throwing. So let me just take a look at the log before we go in game and see if we have any blatant errors with, oh, we don't. It's taking longer and longer to load because I keep putting more and more in. I got to keep that in mind. All right, let's do something first. I'm going to get out of here a minute because I want to get the hotspot in. Then we can go back in game and buy the property, make sure the triggers work. So where is the player trigger? That's where, oh, it has all the separate player triggers. All right, so where do we want to put our global company? I guess at this point it doesn't matter. Let's grab our one of these and let's just make it right here, our teleport spot. So you are going to be, oh, let's rename it Slaughterhouse. So you're going to be our Slaughterhouse. So now we go to map SA. we have to go Slaughterhouse. And Slaughterhouse. And now we'll grab our X and our Z. Alright, so that is that done. So now let me save this again. While that is saving, I'm going to throw you all on Be Right Back. I just need to grab a fresh cup of coffee, say good morning to my sister. I'll be right back. Alright, thanks for hanging out. That actually worked out better because now I don't have to leave the house today. So I can stream longer than I wanted to today. So I'll go till lunchtime, take my normal a 45-minute to an hour break, and then come back after lunch and we can continue on. I'm like 6 or 8 factories ahead, so I don't even have to worry about building factories this week. So we can focus on this map like right through the weekend. Get as much of this map knocked out as we can. Once we get all the global company functions built in, it's going to start going a lot quicker. But we still have the Slaughterhouse, Poultry House. Lol, always good when no running errands. Yeah, definitely. Slaughterhouse, Poultry House. Let me grab my list. Slaughterhouse, Poultry House, Smokehouse, Seaweed Pond, Boathouse. I think that's it. And then the rest is forests, fields, sell points, railroad silos, central station, all that stuff. But the majority of the stuff will start going a lot quicker. All right, 1D. Let's grab some cash so we can buy the property where the slaughterhouse is just to see if the triggers work. So we should now have, over here. I can't wait to get rid of this stupid map. So let's just teleport our butts over there for a minute. We don't own this property yet, so I shouldn't get any triggers. I don't. So how much is this property going to cost? 716. That's fine. I can live with that. You're going to have to earn it. But it'll be the slaughterhouse and the poultry house. Now, we should get individual triggers, and we do. So I don't think there's much more in the way of XML work that we have to do. But I'm going to add something in that's part of the new surprise. So you'll see part of my surprise today. Just to get this working. Alright, so unfortunately, like I said, I can't test this because I don't have crates or anything in this map. We can bring animals over to test the animal triggers. I can't bring any crates over. But I don't see anything floating. It looks like it's all on the ground. Yeah, I think we're good. So now it's just getting it decorated and landscaped and all the grass and that stuff in. So that's fine. Farm Chick, good morning. Thank you for stopping in, saying hello. Alright, so let's get out of here. And again, I just want to go back and make sure nothing over there is throwing any weird errors, so we can call it global company icon. What's not loading? Hold on. And when did it pop up? Ritchie Valley Placeables, global company icon. Oh, I know which one's messed up. Alright, let's go back to the Slaughterhouse. And I think we have to fix Ritchie Valley icon right here. What's it named? It is just icon. Oh, Icon Islands with a capital S. Islands or island? Islands. Alright, so that'll fix that. So that error will go away. Alright, so that's before we put more fencing and we get all the landscaping and textures done. Let's get our poultry house in. And then we'll worry about how we want to divide the rest of this up, because I may leave a spot in here to put, so you can put more placeables and stuff down. So let's come back up here. Let me come back up to the top. I'm going to close the slaughterhouse for now because we don't need it open. So you are now going to be Poultry House. And let's go File, Import. Let's import the Poultry House in. So let's go Edit, Cut, Poultry House, Edit, Paste. Bam. Now, this was property 15. I'm going to change this now before I forget. So you, ooh, you're bigger than I was expecting you to be. So let's get you turned. Actually, let's get you lined up with the mount, and then we'll get you in here at some point. But as far away from the slaughterhouse as I can get you. So let's work on getting this guy looking halfway. And I can move the fence if I have to. That's not a big deal. That's not a big deal. But I was hoping not to having to spend too much time rebuilding these. So I could spend more time on just getting the map in and working. So how are you height-wise? Height-wise, you are right on. Let's get you. So, yeah, I gotta make sure we have enough room to come in and go through the warehouse and then drive back out. I think I'm gonna leave it right there, actually. I'm not sure about the fencing. I may lose the fencing completely and just leave it open like the slaughterhouse is. So if we came in here, is the fence in its own transform group? Probably not. It is. So if we got rid of, oh, I can't get rid of all the fencing because I got to leave some fencing around the pond. Let's do this systematically. We don't need all this fencing. So let's leave you. Let's open this up a little bit. Yeah, let's get rid of some of this fencing. Work our way back. And open this property up. And I'll definitely give you more room to put stuff down. Silos or whatever you want to put down. You are all back there, so now let's come over here. Let's grab this guy. So now you're way up here. Yeah, now we can just work down here, get rid of these. Oop, wrong one. And I'll go back one more. Alright, now let's get rid of these. Alright, so that cleans now. How far back do I want to go with this one? Let's get rid of, yeah, we'll just get one or two more of these out. That'll open this property up. So that's going to block in our manure. So now we have our fencing runs along the mountain. I can live with that. We have our fencing for our ducks and our chickens. Let's open this up so you can drive through. So let's get rid of these. And do I even need the fence along the back? Oh, we got a runaway donkey. I'm going to leave him out there. I'm going to leave that runaway donkey out there. I just noticed that, but let's do this. Let's break the fence. Like he broke his way out. That works. We got a runaway donkey. Alright, let's get rid of... Do I want that fence? No, let's get rid of this fence. Let's open this property up. So this section's going to go as well. I'll just leave a little bit over where the manure and the trash and stuff is. Oh, that's funny. Hey, he was already escaping. I just made it look like he was escaping. Alright, yeah, that's much better. Open this property up. Now, do I have a water plane in here? I do. So all we got to do is get some water opened up for our ducks. So let me go to, where are our ducks and our chickens? I guess the chickens can go in the water too. So let's go down to like 104.8. This doesn't need to be real deep, just enough to, yeah, just like this. Just enough to get our ducks in the water. Bring you out. A couple chickens could be in the water, that's fine. Something like this. Give the edges a quick smooth. Alright, so that'll work. So let's grab some now. Let's grab some. If I can, while I can see, let's grab some animal mud, and let's define our water. I'm going to see if I have to go just a little bit deeper, or if this is going to be fine. So how are you going to look? Oh yeah, you're going to look pretty good. Alright, so there's going to be our water. Warehouse doors will be a project for another day. We'll have to do all the factories once they're in the map. We'll just do them all at the same time. Hi, so let's take a look at this factory. Okay, you're the Slaughterhouse. Let me close you. You are the Poultry House, so in. So all of our in triggers are good. We didn't touch any of that. Our out triggers are good. We didn't touch any of that. Our player trigger, let's grab our hotspot before I forget. So let's come down to our tour icons. Duplicate that one. Let's call it Poultry House. And let's get that over here where our global company trigger is. Somewhere in there, right? Yep. Let's get the hotspot in before I forget about it. So let's come back over to here, map SA. Let's copy this one. And then let's go poultry. Poultry House. All right. So let's save that for now. And we got to get our X and our Z. So our X and our Z. So that's going to be our hotspot for our global company menu. So that's done. So let's come back up here. So in is done. We're down to player trigger. Warning stripes we don't have to move. Beacon we're not using. Our audio is done. So our sounds are done. Our camera's done. Heaps we're not moving. Particle systems we didn't move. Lighting, do we have any floating lights? No, because we didn't move any buildings. We only removed fence. So lighting should be fine. Warehouse where we spawn our products out should be fine. Our sewage should be fine, and our trash should be fine. This factory is going to be like super easy. And then we just have to get this whole area landscaped. I don't think I'm going to fence the property, and I think I'm going to leave it open. And we'll just have to texture and landscape. Alright, so let's get, so Poultry House is number 15, so we didn't have to do anything there. Slaughterhouse I have to add to it, so I'm going to leave the Slaughterhouse XML open yet. Poultry House we're going to have to add to it as well, because there's something new I want to do. So you were islands with a capital S, or with capital I, ISLANDS. Let me change that first. And let me change all of Ritchieville to Ritchie Valley. And save that. We didn't move anything, so I don't even have to touch anything in this XML, I don't think. Let me give this another quick save. Let's jump in game and see if the Poultry House will spawn in without any errors, and we'll see if we get the player trigger before we spend time making it look good. Streamlabs, Infinite Dark Z01, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Thank you for taking time out of your day, stopping in and saying hello. Much, much appreciated. We're working on getting a couple things into the new map today. We're getting the Slaughterhouse in and working. I'm going to get the Poultry House in and working. I want to get this whole area landscaped. And then if we can get that far, I want to get Walmart, the first sell point, built into the map. And then we'll see what's next on the list. All right, let's go back in game real quick. And let's see if this is going to spawn in without any errors. And then we'll make it look good. Alright, I'm just going to throw, we can't save the save game, so I'm just going to throw some cash in here. So I can just buy the property and make sure the triggers are going to work. So let's ignore the map. This is the islands map, and this is what I'm building this base off of. So let's just come over here and visit. Now I shouldn't get any global company menu because we don't own the property, which is good. I just want to make sure nothing's floating. Alright, so everything should look good. Let's buy this piece of property again, just to see if we get the global company triggers. Now I should get the global company menu. We do. Alright, so this, I got a couple changes to make to this, but so far so good. Now there is a couple slight changes I want to make. Are you chicken feed? Oh, why do you not have texture? What texture am I missing? Alright, we'll have to look at that in game because I'm missing texture there. You're going to be fine. Yeah, I think we're good. I don't think I'll have to mess with this anymore other than we should have all of our triggers. So let's make sure my triggers are spawning in. Alright, let's get out of here, make sure there's no errors in the log, and we'll get this functioning exactly how... I got to add a couple more things to this for the new fill type. So we're going to have to add a couple more triggers, a couple more fill types, and then really get this working the way I want it to work. So let's come back in here. Let's see why we are missing texture on here, because these guys should be chicken feed, unless I forgot the texture in the folder. So one thing I want to do first, let's go here, Ritchie Valley, new buildings, textures, and I want to see if I have my chicken feed. So let me do one thing first. Let's open this map up. I want to go objects, palettes, textures, global company, textures. I want the chicken feed back. It may have not, I may not have transferred it over to the other map. So I should have chicken feed. I just gotta find the right texture. Just bear with me. Oh, here we go. I want chicken feed. Horse. Actually, this one will work. So let me copy this into here. Oh, it's already in there. Okay, so let's try that. It's already in there. Why did you not hook? So let's go here. Let's go to textures. No, I gotta find you again. That's the only problem. I think it starts with like P for Pioneer, but I could be wrong. Let me, oh, here we go. Let's grab you. There we go. So we got our texture back on our palette. Now, did that change these? No, one's chicken feed and one is duck feed. Alright, so those will spawn in when we deliver our pallets. So that fixes that missing texture. Now, there's a couple things I have to add to each factory with the new fill type. So you're going to see one of my secrets now. One of my major secrets that I was trying not to even reveal until this map was released, but it is what it is. Alright, so over here where our employees are, let me get a couple parked cars in here before I forget about the cars. So let's come back up to splines, traffic spline, parked cars. Let me duplicate one of these, and we'll throw a couple parked cars in here first. Something like so. So anybody in the stream today is going to get a peek at one of my new fill types. Alright, so a couple parked cars there, that'll work. And let's just throw, let's get, I know this is only a poultry house, but someone's got to feed the chickens, right? So let's come over here. Let's come over here. This will work. And let's go, I'm going to duplicate that one more time, but I want to drag it over here carefully. And let's get a parked car sitting over here. Ooh, even better. Let's get a parked car so it's just sticking out of the garage a little bit. Like so. Halfway parked in, halfway parked out. Alright, that'll work. So parked cars are in. Now let's come over here. So let me close splines for now. We are still working with the poultry house. And then I can close the tour icons. We have those in. So I'm going to grab a bus stop. I'm going to go edit cut main. Where are you? Oh, you're the poultry house. I'm going to work on the slaughterhouse first. You're there. Did I cut it already? Crap, I can't remember. I did. So I just got to paste it back in. Main, edit, paste. Yep. Edit, interactive placement, and we'll put you. I'm going to put you where? Let's put you here. Alright, let's do, oh crap, then I'd have to move my parked cars. Alright, let's do that. Let's just pull it over a little bit further. As far as I can go to this edge. It's bigger than I was hoping it was. But I want it near the factory. No, let's slide it out then. Let's put it out here. And I'll work around it. I know what I'll do. Let's put you here, this way. Let's get you squared up to the building. Something like that. And then right here across from the entrance, we'll put the bus stop. Alright, so that will work for here. And it'll make more sense here in a couple minutes what it's for. So let's get a, it's going to need triggers and stuff, but I'll work on that in a second. I want to get concrete. I want to get our parking lot defined. And again, this is just rough. I'm going to clean this up in a second. But Let's get our parking lot defined. And then we need a pretty much concrete pad for this factory to sit on. So you'll come out to about here. And then you can work your way back this way. And you can come out to about there. And we'll need a driveway coming in. So let's just connect that for now until I figure out where our road is going to be. So concrete pad for the factory to sit on. And if I overpaint this, I can fix it with the grass coming back. Alright, so we'll have a concrete pad for the factory to sit on. And we'll need a concrete pad for the warehouse to sit on. And we'll have a road coming in. So let's bring one road in somewhere around here. So I'll probably just square this up a little bit. But let's bring one road in here. And again, this is just rough. We'll clean it up in a minute. So we're going to have one road coming in here. And it's going to be too wide, so I'll definitely narrow it down here in a little bit. But I also need a concrete pad for our warehouse to sit on. And a road and some room to drive around it. So let's bring this out. And then connect it on the back side somewhere. And then, yeah, so let's do this. Let's grab, so we have concrete pad for this to sit on. And then we'll have, so we'll have another road coming out of the warehouse and back out somewhere over here. So we'll have a road coming in. We'll have a dirt road coming along where you drop your animals off. So that'll get us here. We'll be able to drop off our product here. And then we'll be able to drive back out. So now you're going to be a little bit, let me get the dirt in for this and then we'll clean the concrete edge up. So let's go to rough dirt for a minute. I know it takes longer to get the landscaping and the textures done than it does to put the factory in. So for now I want to get some dirt where we drop our animals off. And we'll worry about the animal pens here in a minute. I just want to get some of this defined coming around. I want to establish my road system first, so to speak. So I'll bring you around to drop off our animals. And then to pick up our byproducts and stuff. So you're going to come around, you're going to be dirt and mud. So something like that. And then you're going to come out. Something like that. On this side. So drive in. We can go into the warehouse, or we can come back and drop our animals off. We can come over here. We can drop off our crates. We can come over here, and now we have to pick up our trash and our sewage. So something like that, just to get us roughed in. So something like that, and then actually this can run back out this way now. And you can tie in there. This will all make sense here in a minute. Alright, so now we can bring in, come in here, we can go either direction. We have our bus stop. And then let's take and clean this edge up. So back to, where's my concrete? Back to concrete. So let's push this guy over this way. Something like that. So I can drive straight through and then back out. So let's expand this going that way. So I can drive out there to the corner. So come in here, I can go in here to pick this up, or I can come over that way, or I can come, alright, that'll work. I can live with that, but I want to bring, no, let's leave it. That'll work. So let me just throw, let me go back to rough dirt for a minute. So now let's get our animal pens. No. No. Alright, cows need dirt and mud. I'm not going to give them, well no, cows will need grass too. Crap, hold on, let me change that up a minute. Let me turn that off a second. So cows are going to need grass, sheep are going to need grass, piggies need dirt and mud. So piggies will need dirt and mud. And let's grab some pig mud. And then goats will get some grass, and the donkeys will get some grass. Alright, so now let's find, I should have a different color grass, yeah, town grass. I think you're a little bit lighter. Yeah, you are. So let's just to break up the color a little bit, let's bring in grass up to the mountain. And then we'll get this pen in. And I'll just take it back to the mountain. And then you guys need some grass. And then you'll need some, oh come on, grass. That gets our base down. Now I should have, if I come down into here, and if I go to decal foliage, I should have a small short grass for these animals to sit on. And I don't know if I like that one. Let's see what else do I have in here? Do we have a town grass? I don't. We just have our decal foliage. What else is in here? Grass dense is going to be too much. Well, maybe not. Hold on. What does that look like? Oh, I think I can live with that one. Let's go with the grass dense and see what it looks like when we get in game. We can always change it. Where our animals are. I'm going to go paint outside a little bit and I'll clean it up when I come back with the regular grass outside the fence. So get some grass for our cows. Grab some grass for the sheep. How's that going to look? Yeah, that looks pretty good. All right, and let's grab some grass for the rest of these guys. Take it back to the mountain. Now we'll take it out to here. Let's get it off the mountain a little bit. Let me go to subtract. Let's bring some of it off the mountain. Right, I can live with that. Alright, so there's our grass for our animals. We got all the regular grass to do, but that defines where our animals are going to be. Let me do a quick save, grab a sip of coffee, and then we'll get the roads in for the poultry house, then we'll work around getting the rest of the grass in. This, what time is it? 10 o'clock? Yeah, just getting this finished is going to take me till lunchtime. I'm thinking, and then maybe after lunch we can get what's left on my to-do list done. Alright, so now, before we finish up the slaughterhouse, let's come over here. I like giving the barn this area here, I like giving it the rough dirt. So let's go back to rough dirt first for a minute. So I want part of this to be just dirt around the barns. Then we're going to have some dirt and mud where our sewage and trash and manure is. So let's get this area defined. Something like that. And then let's come in here. Now we can, but now I'm going to overpaint this and then I'll fix it on the back side. So let's bring the rest of our dirt sticking out of the barn a little bit. Alright, that'll work. Now where our chickens are, I'm going to get rid of, I'm going to paint it with the dirt texture, but I'm going to put grass on top of the dirt. And then we can get, yeah, let's just define the rest of the area that's fenced in with our ducks and our chickens. So let's just bring this around back to, again, I can fix this on the back side. This defines our area. And then we're going to need some dirt where we drop off our ducks. So let's just bring our dirt over to here. Alright, so that'll define that area. Farm chick, I'm back. What did I miss? Did I drop off and come back, or did you have to leave? Because my internet, I drop off a lot, and I got to remember to keep a closer eye on my phone to make sure my stream doesn't quit and come back. Cause I had it when I was streaming the other day. My Wi-Fi kept dropping out, and I kept losing my stream. Oh, had to go walk the dogs. I'm just working on getting the landscaping done now for the slaughterhouse and the poultry house. We're getting the roads defined so we can start putting all the grass and trees in. Alright, so we're going to have, I need a couple roads coming into the to the poultry house. And so let's do this first. Let's get a concrete pad. I don't need a concrete pad for this warehouse. So let's bring our dirt over so we can just have a road coming over this way for now. So that'll bring us over around the barn, but it's going to need a little bit more room. so I have enough room to drive around. So let's expand this a little bit more. So we have a road coming over this way. And then, yeah, I like that. And then we'll just angle it back a little bit, coming back this way. Alright, that works. Now, getting in and out of our warehouse. So let's go back to concrete for a minute. So we'll come out of our warehouse. Let's get a concrete pad for our generator and our diesel tank. And now we'll have a road. How do I want to connect the warehouse? Let's go, let's come over here. And let's come over this way. So we can come out to the road, or we can come over this way. On this side. So you can drive out of this warehouse, come over there, or come back out to the road. I can live with that. So now we had to come out of the back of the warehouse. So if we come out of the back of the warehouse, we're going to have to go either direction. Alright, let's do it two different ways. So let's take our concrete. So if we come out of the warehouse, we're going to need to curve around, and we're going to have to come back out. So let's just take you that way for now, and we'll connect you up so you can go over this way. All right, that'll work. And now if you want to come out of the warehouse and go the other way, I don't want it concrete. Let's go back to rough dirt. So if you're coming out of the warehouse and you're going this way, you're going to want to come over this way. So that gets our road going this way. And then let's just go dirt here, and we'll just define this area. Something like that. And now we need one more road over here coming out. So let's just come out this way, something like this. Now we can clean some of this up, because now it's going to be a little bit too wide, but that gets us close to what I want. So now I can just clean this up a little bit, make it narrower so it makes more sense. Coming in. Yeah, you can go a little bit. Something like that. Come over this way. How wide are you? Yeah, you're going to be a little bit too wide as well, so let's take you down a little bit. Got our roads going there. We have, yeah, you're going to be a little bit too wide as well. something like that. Alright, so now let's come back over here in this corner. We'll start cleaning this up. So let's go to grass. And now we can start getting our regular grass in. Sorry, just want to take a quick peek at chat. Chat is pretty good. I'm caught up on chat. I gotta get better at looking at chat more often. I get building and completely forget to look over. But let's get all of our grass back on this side in. And let's take and push you back a little bit. I think that'll work. Now we'll take you out and I'll come along the road. So let's get you out this way. Yeah, painting grass, this is like my absolute least favorite task to do. Alright, so now I'll come over here and I'm going to switch to square for a minute and we'll get our grass along the road. Probably a little bit too far. There we go. Back some of that out. And take and clean this edge up. That'll work. And then just take this down to the corner. And now I'm just going to define the road and I'll go back to round. It's easier to paint it in with the round brush. So we'll come along here. And then we'll finish this little area. Paint in and whatever we don't like when we go back in game, we can come in here and change. So we'll get you in, and then now how do I want to, we don't need to drive around the back of our warehouse at all, we do not. So let's get this cleaned up a little bit first. Actually, I can take that back like that. Alright, now we can get our grass along here. get this little area finished. Yeah, I swear some days it takes longer to get all the landscaping done than it does to get the entire factory built. Grab this guy, come along here. To this corner, and I'll just clean up the edge. Alright. So that is that side done. Let's get a little bit of grass along here. And I can even go on the dirt back here, that's fine. Come around like so on that side. And then we'll go along here. Clean up some of this. All right. And fix this little area. Where do I want to go from here? That'll work. And then we'll come along here. Take you back. Yeah, I'm also finish this little section up. So we're going to come back around along the mountain. And we'll define this area. Might as well just continue back around, finish this little section. Yeah, this unfortunately is the boring bits about getting the factories in, is getting all the landscaping done. Alright, so let's fill this section in. barn and make sure I'm getting any grass sticking through behind the pallets. I think we're good. Let me turn around and get this angle first. So we'll come along here. And then come back along here. And just flip around. Missed a little bit there. Now clean this edge up. That cleans up the back end. Let's get this little section here done. And we'll work our way back out. And my mouse is jumping all over the place. Let me adjust my keyboard and mouse pad a minute. And got another message popped up, but it's going to have to wait. This all filled in. Just trying to keep an eye on my chat, make sure I don't lose my Wi-Fi. Alright, so that's painted in. So that section's done. Let's get this little triangle here done. That little section's done. Guess we'll work on this big section over here next. Now let me clean up this corner here first. Let me go back to concrete a minute. Let's just bring you straight over this way. Now we'll go back to our grass. And then I'll show you what the bus stop's going to be for in a little bit. So if anybody sticks around, once we get all the landscaping done and I'm ready to make these factories work, you're going to see one of our big secrets revealed today. And then let me get this side defined, and I'm going to switch back to square for a minute so we can get the road defined. And get the road. We're getting there. A couple of bald spots that I missed. Might have made these roads come in a little bit too skinny. We'll see how they look in game. Let's take you over to there. And then you're going to come over here. And work your way back that way. Alright. I'm just going to work my way along the road since I have my square brush out all the way down, and we'll come back and fix the rest of it. Dog is riled up today because all the neighborhoods, it's a really nice day out. I think it's going to hit like 65 degrees here today. So all the neighborhood stray cats are out. Sitting there laughing at him in the window like, hey, we're outside, you're sitting in the house. Let me just take this side all the way down to the bridge because it's all the same property. And the rest of this grass should now go a lot quicker. So we'll get our grass and we'll get our trees in. I think my sister's out for a run. Either that or she's back and she's playing with the outside cats and he's going nuts. Are you on? Yeah, you are on. Take you down. And we'll put trees and stuff in here for you to cut. Clear out an area so you can put yourself some placeables down. When I do a lot of texture painting and grass painting, my mouse hand falls asleep. So that's why I stop every once in a while, just to give it a shake and wake it back up. So we get this section done, and that's another part of the map done. think we took this piece of property all the way down to like the underneath these bridges, so I'm just going to take the grass all the way down. Now I'll probably stop it right here at the train bridge. I'll define that property like right here, and then we'll make that next piece of property we'll own it with the area under the bridges. So that's all I'm going to do now for the poultry house and the slaughterhouse. We'll own the land all the way out here to under just where the bridges start. So let's work our way. Oh, stop. Yeah, my mouse hand is going numb, so it's not clicking the way it should click. But we're almost done painting textures. So we'll take this back. We're getting there. Almost done painting grass in this section. Still got some more XML work to do. We still got a lot of XML work to do, because I'm going to do like I did with the clay pit, and we're going to make you open this area when you buy it. I'm going to make it work for it. Make it work for everything on this map. Nothing's going to come easy. Nothing's going to come cheap. Oh, she's yelling at the dog for something. Yeah. So you'll have probably lots of trees to cut in this section to earn yourself some cash. All the way out to the bridge. Alright, we are getting there. I'm going to do let me do a quick save, because I haven't saved in a little bit. Let me do a quick save, grab a sip of coffee, wake the hand back up, and we'll get the rest of this grass painted in. .30. I'm hoping we can get this done by lunchtime. If not, we'll finish it up after lunch. Alright. So you are saved. Let's get the rest of this grass done. So we've got some more XML work to do to get these factories working the way I want them to work. Not too much more to go. Yeah, oh, she's yelling at the dog for something. Lord knows what he's getting into. almost done. This last little bit to fix. I think we're good. Yeah. I'm sure there's a couple spots here and there I'm missing, but we won't know until we get in game and see how it looks. Alright, I think we're good. Nope, a little bit of deco grass for the chickens. So let's go back to deco foliage. And let's get, so that's probably going to be too high. I'm probably going to like bury our chickens in the grass. Yeah. Let's go to small and see what that looks like. Let's see if this is going to bury our chickens or if they're going to stand up. Oh, that'll work. Let's go a little bit of small grass in here for the chickens. That'll work. I don't want the grass. I don't want the chickens to be buried in the grass. No, that'll work. All right, so that should be our landscaping done. Let me just clean up a couple edges. So grass, stage 4. So that should be our grass done. Alright, so that's our grass done. Right, we're not missing anything. Cows are done, sheep are done, piggies look good. I think that's all of our grass. So come over here a second. I want to, now let's close some of the stuff to make it easier to work with. Let's go to the Poultry House, and I'm going to duplicate that in a minute. So I'm going to go edit, cut, Poultry House, and paste. So I need a visibility, and I need an invisibility. Alright, so my visibility, I need some trees. So let's grab a volume tree first. So I'm going to duplicate that. I'm going to throw it into my visibility. So let's grab some trees, and this one may be a little bit too big. I may change I'm going to change that tree up. That's a little bit too big for that spot, but I am going to move it back here though. So put this guy here. And then let's get a few more of them in, and we'll just go smaller and smaller on my trees. So let's get one. Let me go up on my speed now. I can go a little bit faster. Alright, so let's get one of you in here. Oh, hold on. There's something I want to do first before I get these trees in. I always forget. Let me go down to forest grass. And I want to get some of my weeds along the mountain. Because I always forget to put these in before I put the trees in. Just adds that other layer of eye candy that makes it look nice. She gives that extra layer of foliage. Oh, too high up on the mountain. I'm going to keep this off the mountain. Yeah, there we go. So let me just take this all the way out to the bridge. And we'll get the rest of our trees put in. One thing I do, I don't like this little flat spot in the mountain. I want to take, let me just raise this area up a little bit. Alright, that will work. That'll work. That looks a little bit better. Now, do we have weeds? I do, all the way out to here. So now we can go back to here. And let's push some back in here. And then work our way down. We got a bald spot in the grass I can come in and fix. Let me switch back to grass for a minute while I see it. And we'll get that bald spot filled in. Oh, another one here. Alright. So now we go back to deco foliage, or actually forest grass. And we'll get the rest of our mountain defined from the yard. And another bald spot with the grass. Or I'm just going to come back and fill those in. This cleans up the edge between mountain and grass. Somewhere about there. That works. Alright, now let's finish our trees. So we'll throw you there. And then throw one about there. You there. And then let's get you. Throw one. Like there. Now I'm going to come over here and I want to grab the maple. Question, can we get a placeable tree and bushes pack when I cut trees to place factories? I always cut out too many, or is it too much trouble? We can definitely work on a placeable trees. Yeah, that's something we can definitely work on. Maple stage 5. So edit, cut, and paste. And yeah, you're going to be a little bit smaller here for this area. So let's throw you here. And then we'll get here. Along the road. Are they too far back? Yeah, let's pull you up a little bit. And we'll pull you up a little bit. Yeah, you're too far back, and we'll pull you up a little bit. And we'll work, I want to work this tree all the way down. Along the road. But not sticking out on the road. Space a few more of these out. Now let's get a few more in. So bring you one more down to about here. Yeah, we'll get one more in close to the bridge. Towards the end of the property. So you about there. Alright, so that's that tree. So now I want to grab, let me grab a spruce stage 4, and we'll bring that up here. There we go. Now let's get a few of these guys in. So let's come over here. And again, I like to place these are my decorative trees. I like to place these one at a time. My forest we can put it in bulk, but these are deco. Let's get one about here. And now I can, let me just slide down this way. Now I can put some of these, a little bit of these in bulk. So let's go Control B. And we'll get one here. Throw one about here. And we'll bring some, now we can get some down along the mountains. There we go. Now I can, let me leave, actually let me delete that one a minute. We'll come back to those. Now I want to grab, I want to come back over here, and I want to grab a birch stage 4. Duplicate that. And then we'll go edit. And we'll get a couple of birch trees in here. I don't want to add anything to these maps that are not approved first. Yeah, we can, there's a couple of, I'll do a little bit of research online. There's a couple of good, really good tree and bush packs that are already out there that won't conflict with the map. So if you find anything on like ModHub or any of those, the tree and bushes, they will definitely not conflict with the map. So you should be good using those. Alright, so let's come over here. So now I can grab this guy and freewheel it where I want it. So let's grab like one here, and then we'll work our way back this way with this guy. Nope, and I didn't get it. Let's try that again. I want that last birch tree. Come on. You. No, which one are you? This guy. Control, let me just move him, make sure I didn't duplicate him. I didn't. Control B. Now I got him. So let's just throw a couple of these guys in. Want one there? Yeah, let's make you drive around that one. Now we can come along here. We can get some of these in along the road. Yeah, I'll get with Papa Smurf. I know there's a bunch of tree packs, bush packs, like flower packs. He may even have some on his website, so I'll check with him. And yeah, like I said, none of those are going to conflict with anything on the map. Alright, so now let's get some of these other trees just filled in, just to fill in this space a little bit. So let me grab this guy. And we'll get a couple of these guys just in here randomly now, just to fill some of this space in. And I didn't get it. Let's try that again. Right, yeah. Control B. It's hard to catch it sometimes. So we'll just throw a couple of random trees in here now. Work our way down, and we'll see what it looks like in game before I break this and make it a mess. There's a couple things I want to do. Alright, so that should be good with our trees and our decorations. So let's come over here, down here to the end. Let me do a save. Yeah, go. Oh, good. I'll go look and see what pops up. You have enough on your plate. Yeah, yeah. You're fine. None of that will conflict with the map. So there's a I know there's if you go to like ModHub US or Papa Smurf's website, there should be a bunch of tree packs, flower packs, bush packs. Any of those hedges, any of those are fine. I'm going to drive this area first before we break it. So I'm going to break this area. And I'm going to break it for a reason. But I want to drive it first to make sure the grass looks good and the trees and stuff look good. So let's jump back in game a minute. Man, it's 11 o'clock already. Yeah, we're definitely not going to get this done before lunch. So let's jump in here. While that's loading, I just want to answer a message real quick. So just bear with me a second. I do apologize. So I was helping somebody with an issue this morning. I didn't want him to think I'm ignoring him, so I just wanted to answer his message real quick. All right, so jump in here. And before we go any further, I'm just going to lease a truck and we're going to go for a drive. And we're going to go down and see what that area looks like. Oh, let me turn off the map because it's useless. It's the islands map. And I'm building this off the island's base. So let me just zoom out as far as I can. Not much here on the top of the mountain is done. So this is Center Mountain. We have all of this work to do up here yet. But I want to come down. And I'm going to cut this guy off real quick. I'm going to come down this way. And I'll show you a couple slight changes I've made. So one of the things I had done was if you come over here to the animal dealer and you pick up your animals here, you can now just drive straight through and around with your truck. You don't have to back up anymore. So that's one of the changes I made. Across the street from the animal dealer, and this is not finished yet, this is a combination of a, let me get a little bit of speed. This is a express personnel unemployment office, or employment office. This is a construction office, and it's the real estate office. So Remax Real Estate, all built into one, and this has a purpose. It has a purpose that you'll see in a minute when we come in here to test. And then back in here, and we're going to do this to the Slaughterhouse and Poultry House as well. So back in here, and this is just the beginnings because we're very early in the build. So back in here, and this will all be completely filled out to the road eventually. But this is just a start because they only have 3 factories working so far, or 4. So you'll come back here when you own the property, and it's going to tell you to open up the clay pit, you have to deliver 500,000 liters each of wood chips, coal, and water to open up the clay pit. So so your triggers are going to be here and not at the factory to build it. So the same thing here. To build a bait house, you have to deliver your product here. To deliver fish, to build fish processing, you got to deliver your product here, and so forth. To open up water fields 1 and water fields 2, you have to deliver your goods here. And we'll just continue this all the way out to the road, because I want to make almost everything on the map buildable. And we'll do this to the slaughterhouse and poultry house here in a minute. But I just want to drive down to that area to see what it looks like. So eventually it'll be like 100 signs in this area. And whatever we don't use, I'll fill in with, it'll be a housing complex once it's done. So the field in front of me is not defined yet, but we'll take you over this way real quick. So this gas station and this gas station's working, so I'll get a fill trigger here. Yep, I do. And then the BGA is working. BGA is done and in. We got a couple flickering. So this is done, triggers are working. Left you a blank spot here for placeables. I think this ground texture oil slick was flickering. Yeah, so we've got to come back in here and fix that. Yeah, so we've got to come in and fix that. All right, that's easy. And then across the street from it is going to be field 1. So this will be field 1. You'll own field 1 to start the game with on new farmer mode. But let's head over to and see what the slaughterhouse and poultry house looks like before I break it. Very cool idea for building everything. Yeah, I'm going to show you, once we get the slaughterhouse and poultry house finished, I'll show you how everything's going to build. And you'll see a couple of my secrets today. But let's head over this bridge and let's go see what that area looks like before I fence it in. Because once I fence it in, we're not going to be able to get in until you build it. Again, I still have to move the hot air balloon. That's why you see all the splines visible. The fishing boat's in and working. So fishing is completely in and functioning. I don't have the river painted yet, but it's in and functioning. So yeah, I'm going to make you work for all the buildings and property on the map. You're going to have to buy it and open it before you can use it. But again, I just want to see how this area looks before I wall it in. So yeah, I'll come over here. Yeah, there'll be plenty of room to drive a tractor trailer in here. Drop off your crates. We've got to add a couple more things in here to get it functioning. So I'll be able to bring my tractor trailer in here. I can pick up my goods. We'll have doors on here eventually. and then I can drive out. Yeah, there's plenty of room. I like the landscaping looks good. None of the trees are out of place. A couple of them could probably come a little bit closer to the road, but that's all right. And I think I've got one spot where the grass is too far out onto the road. Let me spin around. Yeah, 'cause you're going to own the property with the poultry house and slaughterhouse right up here to this bridge. Thought I saw some grass on the road. Oh no, we're good. All right. Alright, I'm calling the grass and trees and foliage and textures good. I'm not going to mess with them anymore. Just come back to the mountain. Yeah, I think I'm going to call this area good. Alright, let's get out of here. A very cool idea for building everything. Yeah. It is. Wait till you see actually how it works, because we're not even done yet. We're not going to probably not even get this done before lunch. But there's a couple things I want to do here now. Let's go to the slaughterhouse first. So let me come down here. Let me close the poultry house for now. Let's mess with the slaughterhouse, because I need to add another set of triggers in. So let me look at, yeah, I got plenty of room for another set of triggers. So we have to add another set of triggers into the slaughterhouse, and I'll show you why here in a second. But I need a set of warning stripes. Actually, do I want to put? No, because I won't need a set of warning stripes. You'll know why here in a minute. But I do want to grab right here. This is all I need. This guy right here. I'm going to duplicate him. We're going to call it workers. And it's going to be, what number did I end with? 1, 2, 3. This is not buildable, right? Let's just make sure I only have 3. Exact fill route 1, 2, 3. Yep, so I can call you number 4. So you are going to be exact fill route number 4. But you have to come over here by the bus stop. Alright, so that takes care of that part of it. That gets me my trigger in. So now we have to go to our 110, to our slaughterhouse, right? Yes, to our slaughterhouse. And I'm going to go copy this, Control V. We're going to add fill type number 10, and we're going to add workers in to our 110. Now we're going to come back to our slaughterhouse. We're going to come up here all the way to the top first. I have to add another input trigger in. So let me copy this one, and we're going to plop it here, and we're going to call it workers. And it is going to be number 4. Now I have to come down here to our last input underneath water. So I'm going to copy this and we're going to paste it back in, and it's going to be number 10, but fill type is going to be workers, but the capacity is only 360. Our fill type are workers. Our loading trigger is workers. So that's our input there. Yep, we save that so far. Now we come down here to, alright, this is our cow line. So now I have to go underneath here, and I'm going to add in another line. It's only going to be 1%. And you're going to be workers. So I'm going to copy this. So you are our cows, you are our sheep. So let's add you there. You are our pig. So we'll add you there. You are our goat. So we're going to put you there. You're our donkey. So you go there, and that's the last of the lines. Now the only thing I have to add in now is our exact fill route number 4, and it is number 0, 8, and 0. So it's going to change that to an 8. So let's save that, and now let me come out here. I'm going to save the map. Let that save. We're going to do this in stages. I'm going to make sure that that trigger works first, and then we're going to wall this whole area in so we can make it build. Well, the factories aren't going to build. We're going to make it so you have to open up the property in order to use it. Alright, so this is just the first step. So let's jump back in game a minute. Nope, there is, hold on. Yeah, we're not going to get the entire factory fired up. We're only going to test the one trigger. Alright, so now we can go back in game. So I want to make sure this trigger works. And you're going to see one of our big secrets. So I'm not going to fire up the slaughterhouse at this point. I'm only going to test the one trigger. And then we got a lot of work to do to make this area build, but that's the next step. So I just want to grab some cash, and I want to grab some speed, and I want to get rid of this map because it's useless. I've got to buy the property where the poultry house and the slaughterhouse is. Alright, and then I'm going to jump down here a minute, and I'm just going to come over here and drop our store delivery mod in real quick. right about here. Let me just drop my store delivery mod in. I need a couple things. I need a K100. I need a slide on tipper. I need a, where's my other truck I passed? I need this guy. And I need this guy. So let's grab this guy first. I gotta bring some water over. So let me grab some water real quick, and you'll see why here in a second. So let's grab some water. This personnel office is actually a factory. So you have to deliver food and water to it. So we're going to drop some water in here first. In a new farmer mode, you'll own this property when you start the map. And this is only going to be one of several of these on the map. So there'll be about, I'm hoping to get like 5 or 6 of these on. Get out the tree with the camera. Alright, so let me grab my truck. And you have to deliver food, and I made it simple. It's going to be cranberry coffee, carrots, or peanuts. So any one of those 4 will work. So let's just grab whatever pops up first. Coffee. So we'll grab some coffee. So you'll have to plant coffee, cranberry, carrots, or peanuts. So we'll drop food and water off here at the personnel office, or at their recruiting office, whatever you want to call it, express personnel. So now we come over here to the bus stop. And I'm going to go up on time just a little bit. And we'll get some workers popping up in here. So it takes an hour to get a full load of workers. So I'm just going to speed up time just to get our workers popping in. So if you're on 1 speed, they'll pop in 1 at a time. I'm just going to go up to 2,000 speed just to fill the bus stop up. Alright, so that's full. So if I come back to my trigger, it should tell me my trigger's full. So I should have a full load of workers. I do, 120 workers. So now we come in here and we buy our bus. So now we get on the bus, and you got to go pick up your workers, and you got to deliver them to the factory. So let me come over here, and let me just zoom in so you can see. Let me switch, yeah, so let me fill the bus. So I'm going to fill the bus with workers. And then while we're off, that's going to start making more workers. So that'll keep making workers for you. So now you got to take your workers to the factory in order for the factory to work. So I got my bus full of workers. And Papa Smurf is working on this bus. We're going to speed it up a little bit. It's going to be all logoed. So this is just a very, very early test on the bus. So the top speed right now is only like 40 miles an hour. So Papa Smurf is going to popify this and make it a little bit faster. It can only hold 120 though. We can't go up any further on the fill. So just like delivering anything else to the factory, like crates or pallets, you have to deliver workers. So we'll get this thing moving about probably like 55 or 60 miles an hour. And it's got to have a little bit more power to get up and over the bridges a little bit quicker. So I'll have a couple of the personnel offices scattered around the map, so you're not driving as far. So you'll be able to go to the personnel office, or go to town, or go to Walmart and pick up your workers and deliver them to the factories. So we'll come over to the bus stop. You'll get an unfilled trigger. You'll get a trigger to unload your passengers. Let me go to this side. Let me spin around because it's. Let me spin around to get a better view. Let me just come in this direction. So you unload your passengers, the doors will open, the bus will empty. All your workers are now in the factory working their butts off, and you can just go get more, go deliver, pick up more, take them to a different factory, or do whatever you want to. But if you go to your trigger now, it's telling me that I've got a load of workers in the factory ready to go. So they should all have workers. So that's just a fun little thing that we came up with to make it a little bit more, give you something else to do on the map with all the factories. So let me get, wrong one. Let me get out of here. I can't save this. So that is one of the major secrets. The second one is the way everything is going to build. And it's 11:20. I'm not going to get this finished before lunch, unfortunately. But there's a couple more things we have to do. So let's come over here a minute to where our construction office is. we're going to start prepping this area for um, the next house, because as you build each factory, a house will pop up here. So by the time this is done, all the signs will disappear once you build the factory, and a house will pop up in its place. So by the time you build all your factories, this whole area turns into a housing complex. So first thing I need to do though is I need to go into, what do I have open? Yep, let's go into Ritchieville a minute. I want to pull out a couple more houses. Sassy one, that's definitely different. I have said all along that he was a genius. I don't know if I'd go that far, but alright, so let's come over here. I want to go down to the beach. I want to grab a couple of houses and import them into the other map real quick. That's the only thing I forgot to import into the map when I was getting ready to build this morning. So I just want to grab a few more houses just to have a couple different colors. Let me find a couple houses I haven't used so far. So let's grab one of these. So I'm going to go File, Export, Ritchie Valley, New Buildings, Residential. I'm just going to abbreviate Residential Building D. Actually, let me just go Residential BLD for building and then capital D, so I know which ones I copy. Alright, so that's that one. Let's grab one of these. So you are Residential Building C, so let's go File, Export, Residential Building C. And then let me grab, let's just go down the line. Let me grab E. So let me File, Export, Res Building E. Which ones am I missing? I have C, D, E, and A. So let me grab B. So File, Export, just so I have a couple in the map to work with. Residential Building B. And that should be all of those. A, B, C, D, E. Do I have, we have B, C, D, E, and, oh, let me grab A. So File, if I don't have it, I don't mind having a duplicate in. Res Building A. Yep, no, we don't have this one. And then I'm going to grab just a couple more of these other smaller colored houses that I don't have already. So let me grab this one. File, Export, let's call it, what is it? Town Store C. I don't have this one in the map yet. Which one are you? You are Residential Building E. Actually, I have enough now to get us started with, so let me get out of here. And then let me come in here, and I just want to check. All of these should be fine because these should all be dollar data, so I shouldn't have any texture files. I don't. These are all in-game buildings, so I don't have to worry about those. Alright, so now our next house is going to be, so let me close this. So the Slaughterhouse, we have to go back to our visibility node. So we're going to go back to our visibility node because we're going to make this factory like build and open. That's cool that the houses appear after the signs disappear. Yeah, so eventually this whole area will be full like a housing complex. As soon as we get this one working, I'll show you how it's going to work. But let's go file, import. Let's grab, what was that town store I just brought in? C, I think. Was it C or A? C. Let's bring this one in. So let me go up here. So I'm going to go edit, cut, visibility, edit, paste, and then throw it here, yeah. So this will be our next house. And let me get it just down to earth. And we'll get it lined up with the garage because it'll be our next house in line. And then I'll move that in a second. So I'm going to need a fence. I need the fence. Give me the fence. There we go. So I'm going to copy that, but I've got to move it into the Poultry House visibility nodes. We're going to go edit, cut, and paste. And I'm going to plop it back down. And we're going to turn it so it's lined up with this one. Oh, come on. Hate when I click off of it. So back to here. Alright, so let's bring you down and back so you're sort of the same height and same position. Alright, so let's bring you over here. And then we can get our house lined back up. So you're going to be our next one that pops in. So let's take our fence and bring it over here. And let's get this house defined a little bit. So I want to come out, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in a road here, going this way and going this way, so our next set of houses will be backed up to those. So this is going to end our houses facing this direction. So let me grab a different fence section, because I need an open one. So let me go Poultry House, visibility node. So edit, cut, visibility node, edit, paste, edit, and let me throw this guy here and get him lined up at the same height and the same angle as this fence. And that one may be a little bit too low, so let me look at this guy here a minute. Let me bring him up a little bit. Oh, these are the wrong size. 1.2 needs to be the height. That's why it looks a little short. So this guy needs to be a little bit taller, 1.2, because the grass is taller. And then this guy has to go a little bit taller. Alright, so we are good now. So let me get this guy lined back up. There we go. So I just want to get this fence sort of the same width as that one. So one more fence section. And then we'll turn him and go back. So we'll turn him this way. We'll bring him back, yeah, this way. So as you build each factory, these houses will appear and the signs will disappear. as each factory is being built. And you don't have to build them in any specific order. So it doesn't matter what order you build them in. Alright, so that'll fence this in. How is... Alright, so here's what I want to do as well. I want to grab, before we get the rest of our textures in, I'm going to go square. We are on concrete. I want to build a little driveway here for this house. Because we'll need a spot to drop our product off to build the to open up the slaughterhouse and the poultry house. So that'll be here. And I'm actually going to do something else really quick too. I'm going to grab, oh crap. Let me take this fence. I'm going to back this fence up a minute. Yeah, I'm going to do something here real quick that's a little bit different. Let me back this guy up. I want to back this guy up. And I'm going to back this one up. And then let's get rid of, let's get rid of these a minute. And then crap, now I'm going to have to readjust. Actually, I don't need to back that far. So let me pull these guys up a little bit. That's fine. They can come across about here. So put you there. I want to put you here. I want to take this driveway and I want to run it back like so. So there's a driveway running along the house. And I'm going to come up here. I want to steal a car. Or a truck. So let's grab, I don't care, the red truck looks good. Let's grab this guy. I'm going to duplicate him. And now I'm going to cut him out of there. I'm going to put him back in the other visibility node. I don't need fish processing. So we're going to come back here. We're going to go edit, cut, visibility, edit, paste. So let's get our truck in the driveway. So let's go edit, interactive placement, bam. So the truck will end up in the driveway once you build this factory. So he can sit like right there. And then let's get a little sidewalk running over to the front door. Alright, so that'll work. And then let's grab, alright, so now I'm going to need a couple of trees. So let's grab this, no, let's not do that. Let's come down here. Let's grab a birch stage 4. Duplicate that. Come up here. And let's go edit, cut, visibility, edit, paste. And then let's throw, crap, I didn't put my grass down. Alright, you can sit there a minute. Let's get some grass in here first. Then I can put the trees in. So let's grab some grass. On that side of the driveway. Let's grab some grass on this side of the driveway. And now just get some grass in the backyard. Actually, let's take and let's go like that, and then let's actually take this guy. Yeah, let's take this guy out and let's bring this guy over here. Alright, that'll work. So now let's grab the rest of our grass. And we'll come over here, we'll get our grass roughed in. And again, I don't have to be perfect because we're not done with this area yet. So we'll get our grass in, and then we'll get, let me go back to round a minute. We'll get our forest grass in along the mountain. Alright, so that'll finish the grass. So let's go back to our birch. So let's get a tree in the front yard. So that'll appear once we build the factory. You won't see it until it actually builds. And that's actually a little bit too big. I think I'm going to go down a size. Let me pull him out here. Let's put him out here. That's too big for right in the front yard. So let's leave this guy here a minute. Let's come down here. Let's grab a birch stage 3. So let's go edit, cut, and paste. Yeah, that's going to be much better for the front yard. So a little tree in the front, smaller tree in the front yard. And then we'll get one more bigger tree for the backyard. So let me grab a spruce stage 4 and throw it in here. And then one more here to define the space. All right, so this will build with our factory. So let me do a quick save. And it's about 11:40. I'm gonna go for a couple more minutes, and then there's quite a bit of work to do to get this working yet, and we're not going to get it working till after lunch, but I can get part of it in, and then we'll finish it up after lunch. So let this save. So once we build all the factories, this area is going to look really cool because it's going to turn into a housing complex. Alright, so the first thing we need to do is to make this factory build is I need to fly back over here. And to make sure you don't access it until you build it, we're going to wall it in. So now I need to go, so gyms I'm done. Let me just close some of the stuff I don't need open to make it easier. Alright, so we're working on the poultry house. But now we're going to work on the invisibility node. So now I need to put in the stuff that's going to disappear as the factory builds. So let me go to, I don't know if it's a Waterfield 1. Yeah, it is. I'm going to grab one of these fence sections. We duplicate that. I'm going to cut it out of there and put it into here. go edit interactive placement. I'm going to plop it down here. I'm going to try and get it lined up. What angle is my entire factory at? My entire factory is at 73.147. I'm going to copy that a minute, or my fence is never going to be straight. I'm going to put it here, but I need a minus in front of it. And that should straighten out my fence to the factory. Now I want to get it where it is right behind the telephone pole. So I'm going to move it up a little bit. Right about there. Alright, so let's wall this factory in. So you can't have access to it until you build it. And then after I get the fence in, I'm going to jump off for lunch, and then we'll get this actually working. We'll get the rest of the parts and pieces in, and we'll get this working after lunch. And again, this doesn't have perfect. This doesn't have to be perfect because this is going to disappear as you build your factory. So this fence isn't permanent. Now, I don't know what angle I need to be at because this isn't going to line up straight. So this factory's not square to the world. So if I go, what's my other weird angle? So this is at, not this one, 73.147. Hold on a second. So if I go calculator 90 minus 73.147, you should be at 16.853. So you should be at 16 minus 16.853. And now it should go straight. Without me having to adjust each section. So let's wall this property in. Yeah, I'm not going to make it deliver passengers to the poultry house because or workers. It doesn't really make sense to have a bunch of workers in there. So some of the factories will have them, some of them won't. I'm going to try and incorporate workers into the existing 3 maps as well. And then a lot of the future placeable factories will require workers as well, like the soda factory, the ice cream factory, you know, frozen foods and all that. So we're going to try and we're going to try and incorporate workers into the other existing maps as well. So you may end up with a placeable personnel office just to make workers on the other 3 maps. Not Homestead, but the other 3 maps. So I got to take this all the way down to the bridge to the end of our property. Take a quick peek at chat. Oh, chat, I'm caught up on chat. So I'm going to have a lot of XML work to do to get this actually working. After we get the physical pieces in, we got a lot of XML work to do to get this to actually build the way I want it to build. So we may have to rename this map instead of Ritchie Valley, Ritchie Construction or something like that, because I'm going to try and make it where you have to either open or build almost everything on the map, including your fields and your forests. So you'll get like 1 field or 2 fields to start with, but then everything else you're going to have to build or open in order to gain access to it. So if you want to, I'll give you maybe a small forest to get you started, because you're going to need some wood chips, and you're going to need to get the mill up and running. So I'll probably give you a good sized forest, but then after that, you'll have to open up the rest of them before you can use it. And yeah, I have to put these in one at a time so they disappear as it's building. I actually went back and I redid the entire fence for the clay pit, so the fence would pop in properly. Oh good, we're almost to the end of the property. we'll take it now. I'll just take it back to the bridge and we'll be fine. And then the next property will be next in line. So it can actually go in the mountain where you can't drive through. There you go. I can live with that. So this will wall this area in so you won't have access to it. And then there's a couple things we're going to need to do. So let me do a quick, actually I'm going to save, I'm going to get out of here and we'll finish this up. We'll finish this up after lunch. I'm going to save and close. I'm going to get out of here. Calderson 93. Okay, so I'm just logging in on lunch break. Is this awesome thing you are saying about workers? How exciting and brilliant. Unfortunately, I have to get out of here. I've been up since like 4 o'clock this morning. It's already noon. I have had no breakfast. I do apologize. Go back and rewatch. Go back and rewatch this stream, and you'll see one of my secrets with workers. But I'm going to save. I'm going to close. I'm going to get out of here. Give me about an hour, and I'll be back. We'll finish this up. We'll make it work. I'll show you how it builds, and I'll show you how the housing complex pops in and how the housing complex builds. So, Farm Chick 63, thank you. Enjoy my lunch. Sassy One, catch you after lunch. Calderson, take care, and you will. Thank you. Yeah, I'll catch everybody after lunch.